Minecraft's rarest biome, the mushroom field, is very unique. It's the only place to find mushrooms, the only place where mycelium will spawn. Oh yeah, there's also nothing here! There's no trees, no crops, there is not a single mob that will spawn other than the mushroom, and so surviving 100 days in a world that is just this biome was, gonna be an experience. If you're going to enjoy the video, then please consider liking the video, and if you enjoyed content like this, then please consider subscribing as well. Let's do this. Ooh, a broken Nether portal. Now, I've done single biome challenges before. Let's just say it's really nice to be able to get leather straight away. I experienced PTSD missing this kind of thing. At least that's my explanation of why I slowly beat this cow to death. Rest in peace, I know. And well, might as well jump. I'd put in the song there, but it's copyrighted. You get the point. The chest was a faff to find, but I got it in the end. Nearly put on this chest plate. God, that'd have been a lot of egg on my face. Now look, for this next part, there's no real easy way for me to say this. With no mob spawning or no tree spawning, the only real way for me to get wood is to find myself a mine shaft. And sadly for me, this wasn't a simple case of just finding one straight away. I ended up spending an hour of my life searching around the mushroom fields hoping to find anything. Unfortunately, I didn't for quite a while. I was running into caves hoping for the best, and to show you how limited it was, I found diamonds here. There's diamonds right there, but as you can see, no mine shaft. Long story short, it was day 6, which sounds pretty bad all things considered, but what I will mention is that the first attempt of me doing this, well, here's footage of me reaching day 12 and decided to give up and start again. Point is, by the time I found this mine shaft, 117 minutes had passed, or just under 2 hours if you don't want to do the maths. I wonder if anyone has ever been paid to run around the mushroom fields for 2 hours. I might be the first to do it. Good news as well, this mineshaft had logs, which sped up the process a little bit. Was able to make myself some tools, who the funker, and after popping into the mineshaft quickly to collect some string, I could now make myself a bed. Hearing spider noises did actually confirm something for me as well. Whilst mobs will not spawn no matter the day or the night cycle, spawners will still activate, which means I can potentially get mods if I can find myself a spawner. Not like cave spiders is something I want, so let's leave there. And there it is, boys, the bed. Glorious, I know. So we're back into the caves on day 7. I was mining all the coal and all the iron that I possibly could. Now, as mentioned, the mushroom islands won't spawn any mobs, which includes underground, so searching these empty caves is very, eerie, is the best word I can really think of. I take it back, there is mobs that can spawn down here as the bats. They're just faffing around like they own the place. I mean, I guess they kinda do. But after running around the caves, I got myself a stack of iron and plenty of coal, so it was a good start. So after mining myself a couple pieces of extra gold on day 8, I got up, cooked all the iron and food that I had, and listen, there's nothing around me that's gonna kill me anytime soon, so there's no point in me making armor at this point. I guess for the time being, I'll just make myself some tools. Whoa, hey, I bet none of you expected to see me here. Dr. Haven here, expert in Minecraft and Minecraft related things. Let's talk about the mushroom field. It turns out they don't have any trees. What is it about Haven that does challenges that specifically stops trees from spawning? I don't really get it. Now, to inform you, my lovely viewer, of ways that I can actually get wood, well, obviously you've seen the mineshaft, but there are ways around for me to actually just get trees themselves. Let's start with the Nether. Of course, you can get both crimson and warp trees, though admittedly it's not a great source of wood and they're kind of a bit of a faff to get. So there is another option that I could do in the overworld, and that is to find myself a lush cave. If I'm able to get myself some bone meal, I could potentially bone meal moss to get myself azalea trees. Unfortunately, this entire world is the mushroom field, which includes the cave, so no lush caves will spawn anywhere in this world. The reason I'm telling you this is because, despite the fact that I'm about to waste a lot of time actually looking for a lush cave because I didn't know this at the time, I actually found a way around the tree problem that was probably the most unique solution I've found in a while. Point is, I had dug down at this point where I was actually able to find the only other mob that I could find in this world, the glow squid, which just, I don't even know why they're here. It was about day 9 by the time I got myself to the deep slate layer, and my unique solution was right in front of me because it was a trial chambers. Honestly, a good start, all things considered. The diamonds were also pretty nice. I can't really complain about the diamonds. The thing is, though, of course, the trial chambers do actually have spawners, so I can't just go in there where I am. I'm going to make myself some armor. I have to quickly do it now. Let's go in. The zombies ain't too bad. The cave spiders middly suck. Though I was able to use this key for the first time to actually open one of these chests up, and emerald. Gee, thanks. Also strays. Though they weren't as bad as I thought, as long as I had my shield. It wasn't bad to search through the trial chambers. It was just slow. As you can see by the passage of time, it is now day 10. There was a lot of strays in here, and they were doing damage even past the shield. And even more, I was able to find myself a breeze. Things were going well. I mean, I'm typing up my notes, and I got jumped a little bit. Oh, the idiot can't hit me. I mean, look at this fool. Oh my god, the egg on his face. Never mind mine. I was able to deal with the breezes, getting myself some of those new air blast thingies, sure. I also was looking at the chest and noticed that the items were kind of rogue rotating, kind of like a Mario Kart item box. And so I was wondering if I could time my key input to hopefully give myself something good. Maybe not, because what I was aiming for I didn't originally get. I actually did get myself some decent stuff. I'm feeling more ready by the day. And on the third day into the trial chamber, so day 11, something unexpected. That unique solution turned out right in front of me. As it turns out, the trial chambers have a single tree in them. Now, that's pretty good if you ask me, all things considered. Here's hoping that this bad boy will drop a sapling. Oh, it did. This single sapling will change the game forever. I even got a second one, which is pretty good. Still dying, by the way, for anybody who's interested. I was also able to get myself 2 more keys. The first chest gave me 2 diamond axes, because of course it did. Couldn't find the second chest. I was back up top on day 12. Setting up shop here, I guess, makes sense. I mean, it's so much different to the rest of the world. I started planting my saplings, planting my sugarcane, and then, can you see it? In the corner of your eye, a tree had already grown. So yeah, good start. So I just want to set myself up a very basic starter house. I know I do have a good regrowable source of wood. I think for the time being, I'll just use planks for the most part, as well as a bit of cobble. You can never go wrong with a cobble and wood house, I think. I don't know, I'm not really a builder. I did actually have an idea that is somewhat different to something that I've done in the past. Listen, it's not going to be great, this house, all things considered, but I'm willing to give it a go. I want to point out on day 13 that because there's nothing else growing in this world, these trees are growing so fastly. At least I think that's how it works. I decided to set up myself up a little area to dig down over here, mainly just so I can get some cobble. Who knows what I can find underground when the time comes. But for the day, it was just more work on the house, slowly collecting the things as I go along. And by the end of the day, I was 1 wooden plank short from completing it. You couldn't write it if you tried. Final thing to add to the outside of the house on day 14 is, well, glass. So let's quickly dig up some sand, and thank God I got so much. But once it was all in, I just needed to finish the floors, so we get some logs in here, a little bit more cobble in there, and there you go. This is the house on day 15. Honestly, I've made much worse. Though I am yet again running low on wood, so it was back to chop it. It's incredible how much wood I can actually get for the record, all from 1 sapling, and I've got all of this. Day 16 came and I decided to make myself a little pen on the side of my house. The ultimate goal was to set myself up a mushroom cow farm next to me, just so I have an unlimited supply of food. Fortunately, I don't have any wheat or wheat seeds, so I'm just gonna have to bolt them in. So I'll get this one in, put him in there, quickly go grab his friend, and no, don't you leave, don't you do it. Come on. Alright, let's quickly breed them. And, oh yeah, the no wheat thing. I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand, but I guess we just have now 2 cows stuck in this pen for no particular reason. I was actually spending a little bit of time here researching whether wheat seeds would spawn in trial chamber chests, and unfortunately they don't, but it was worth a try. I ended up going back to the wood chopping at this point. Did I mention that I need a lot? Because I'm going to need a lot of wood. The few diamonds that I had at this point on day 17, I turned into a diamond pickaxe, and then I carried on digging down in my staircase. Why I decided to make it free wide, I honestly don't know. It just slowed down the process of all things considered, but at least by the end of the day, I was able to find myself a new mineshaft, which was kind of cool. And it was on day 18 that I entered that mineshaft. No mobs in the mineshaft make it very easy to navigate, for the record. Also, this coal vein was really weird. It was just like a straight line of coal. I've never seen anything like it before, and I've been playing Minecraft a long time. The main thing I was down here for, well, there was actually 2 things. First of all, I was looking for some diamonds for an enchanting table, and the other thing I was looking for was some obsidian for an enchanting table. Of course, I was also looking for some obsidian for a portal, because eventually I'm going to want to go to the Nether. Good news, I was finding plenty of iron at this point, and I found deep slate on day 19 without any mobs. It's just creepy. Like, seriously, there's nothing here. But it was actually a big find this day. I found myself a zombie spawner. Maybe I'll eventually turn this into some kind of grinder, and who knows what the possibilities I'll be able to get from it. Otherwise, I was just searching the deep slate to see if I could find myself those diamonds. Again, I was just finding iron at this point. And on day 20, again, I might be the first ever Minecraft player to say this, but thanks to the bats, yeah, I know, I was able to find myself a cave. Their little squeaks led me to a second spawner. How nifty, I know. Unfortunately, there's nothing really in the chests over here, though there was some lava nearby, so I was able to get that and at least pick up the obsidian that I needed. And it was day 21 and I was out of the caves. I was back to strip mining, and oh, good thing I could have the X-ray part, am I right? At this point, I returned home where I asked a question that was more of a hope than anything. It turns out that you can't bone meal mycelium. Boy, did I try though, look at me go. But on the 22nd day, I had my enchant table set up, but I can't just have an enchant table set up. I mean, I've got sugarcane, I've got leather, let's make a full enchanter, you know? I actually got the perfect amount of sugarcane from the planting that I did earlier. I couldn't have tried to get the perfect sugarcane amount. It was honestly brilliant. Sadly, I was a little low on leather, so I guess I'll just have to And perfect. We have it set up. Also, 6 diamonds spare. Really don't need the armor again, so let's just make ourselves some tools. I also made myself a little portal. Why I made it over here? Don't really know. At least it gives me a chance to make a bridge. Once I get enough wood, at least. Just give me a second. I want to point out on day 23, you know how hard it is to keep these trees alive? It's difficult enough for me to be able to make a comment about it on day 23. And then I made myself a bridge. And honestly, that pretty much sums up the day. But I like the bridge. Nice bridge. Look boring. So it was into the Nether on day 24. I wasn't looking to explore, my friends. I was there for the rack. Oh, that's lava. Anyway, I was in here just to grab myself some netherrack, just like I said. And the reason was actually I wanted to make myself a rack island. I want to make it look a bit more nethery. I mean, there's too much of the same thing going on these mushroom islands. I wonder why. It was a good start to the island. I might add to it later, but for now it's pretty good. I wonder what unique task I got up to after this one. Oh, I'm chopping wood. How exciting. On day 25, I returned back to the trial chambers. Just have to water bucket down. Oh god, no! Honestly, that could have sucked big time. So I was actually searching for a while down here. The main reason was I actually learned that moss can spawn in chests down here, and it was the only way I'd be able to get wheat seeds other than, well, wandering villager trades. Sadly, after fighting off all the mobs, and though I did get a carrot in the process, which was pretty good, I got no moss. Couldn't find any, unfortunately. But since I do have this carrot on day 26, why don't I go ahead and make myself a nice little carrot farm to sort out my food situation? I learned this day that you can't home mycelium, which I think is pretty weird, because when I was making the Nether Island and I was clearing that up, I was able to make the mycelium into path blocks. I don't see why you can do one but not the other. I don't know, that's just me. Nevertheless, it was very simple for me to just break the mycelium and place the dirt back down. I'm gonna try something new with stone walls and stuff. Again, it probably doesn't look very good in your guys' opinion, but I don't mind it. I think that there was an attempt here. And since we are on that portion of the video on day 27, I went to the mine area and tried to make it look more fancy than just, well, a mine area. I added some wooden pillars into the walls. I tried to put some stairs in, but I realized the roof was too low, so I'm gonna have to lower the stairs by one. It did take until the next day to complete the perfect amount of stairs again, may I add. And then thunder lightning, very, very frightening. Let's sleep. Now, unfortunately, I actually stopped recording for a little bit here, mainly because I was looking for a good design for the mine area. And unfortunately, I never restarted recording once I actually got the mine area built. So, long story short, here we are on day 32, and this is the mine opening. And honestly, I think I quite like it. I don't know. Again, I need your guys' opinion on building and stuff. That being said, I think it is time for us to return to the Nether to get myself some levels, and it was on day 33 that I got 36. Alright, let's head home. So the goal was to get looting on a sword and silk touch on a pickaxe, and of course I got neither, so that was nice. Well, I need to get myself some food and levels, and so I think we should go back to the cow slaughter. You get like nothing from actually killing these cows, let's be honest for a second, but eventually I was able to get to 30 levels, eventually, and by day 35 all these levels did leave me with a lot of beef. The mushrooms were very unhappy that I Anakin Skywalker the whole family. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I also need to cook the meat that I got from them, so I was quickly back into the caves to do some coal mining. Definitely not gonna starve anytime soon, that's for sure. But then I decided to make myself a gambit. I'm gonna risk this perfectly good pickaxe to try and get silk touch, and it was a gambit, and that paid off. Now on day 36, there might be some of you who are thinking, why was I so desperate to get silk touch on a pickaxe? And this very simple answer is, now that I have silk touch, I can actually collect mushroom blocks. I eventually want to make myself a nice mushroom house. I think that'd be kind of cool, and so I'm going to need to spend quite a while collecting quite a lot of blocks here. Day 37, I'm not going to build the house just yet. I'm going to pick up the food from the furnaces and go back into the caves, and then see if I can get myself any more diamonds. If I find any, there is. Oh no, there we go. And one, huh? I mean, we'll take it. I was still caving on day 38, and since I am down here, I decided to start collecting a bunch of iron as well, along with a little bit of lapis and, ooh, more diamonds, nice. Still want to point out that in these giant empty caves, it is creepy. Very creepy. Here's my haul on day 39. Pretty decent, I'd say. So here's the thing on day 40. If I can get another level 30 on this diamond pickaxe, I can get fortune 3. So I think I'm going to go and get myself 30 levels. It was quite easy thanks to all the quartz I was able to mine. And then on day 41, after sacrificing 3 silk touch diamonds, I made myself a new diamond pickaxe. And wow, fortune 3. Who did see that one coming? Now let's place down all the blocks and mine away. My god, did this take a minute, by the way. Just gonna casually blab on a little bit whilst I let this all mine. You guys enjoy the video? Everyone having a good time? Everybody like? Everyone sub? Yeah, we're all cool? Cool? Alright, cool. In the end, I got 22 diamonds, 67 blocks of lapis, and 8.5 stacks of iron, which was pretty good, I'd say. So as you can see by my empty furnaces on day 42, I need to get myself some coal. So it was back to the caves to get some. Along the way, I somehow missed this mine cart that had an extra diamond and a golden apple in, which, sure, I'll take it. And now for that coal, if there was any, that is. Turns out, no, not a single piece of coal in this mine shaft. It really was slim picking. Look Luckily though, things picked up on day 43. I was also back to iron collecting because you can never have too much iron. But the coal collecting was coming along quite nicely. Day 44 and yeah, it's a lot of iron. I had 26 blocks and there was plenty more to cook, so things were going well on the iron front. And with the levels I was able to collect, I was able to enchant a new sword. Got looting too, which honestly I'll take. Also with the spare diamonds, I think it's time I made myself some diamond armor. I'm gonna do some low level enchants to get some decent enchants there. It's not perfect, but it'll do for now. I really wish I would have checked this beforehand, but I could have used those levels to add looting and sweeping edge, I guess, onto the sword, but instead I wasted it on diamond armor that, let's be honest for a second, I probably don't need that much of. So we'll have to quickly go and get some more levels. Now there is some good news. Cooking iron gives lots of levels. So much so that by day 45, I had myself a pretty damn good sword, if I do say so myself. And with some pretty decent armor and a pretty good sword, I think it's time for us to go to the Nether. Just need to find myself a fortress. Here's hoping it won't take that long. Oh, alright then. Just need to get myself some blaze rods. Let me just say thanks to looting too. This took literally no time at all. All I need to do is get myself some nether wart and we would be good to go. At least that was the plan, but sadly this tiny fortress had no nether wart in it. Nada, zip, zilch, seriously. I'm again trying to extend the length of the video by just talking a bunch so I can show you the entire fortress, but as you can see there's just nothing here, so yeah. And then came Dr. Haven for a nether update. It took 8 days to find a new fortress. You know, between this and the 100 days on the 1.21 survival island and a video that's going to come out in the next couple of weeks, I'm just so fed up of searching the Nether that I'm going to make a video soon where I just refuse to enter the Nether. That's a spoiler for a future video, I guess. So yeah, it was day 53 where I found myself a second fortress, and it was literally like the second or third room before I found myself some nether wart, so pretty easy all things considered. There was also a couple of spare diamonds in a chest over here. I'm not going to complain, I'll take those boys. And nearby the fortress there was a walled forest, and so on day 54 I headed over with the main goal to get myself some ender pearls. It didn't take too long to get 16, so we are officially done with the Nether. I got back on the night of 55. I really need to add some decor to my house. It's very barren in here. And on day 56, it is time to hunt for a stronghold. The grand adventure. Oh, it's thunder lightning. Very frightening. Get to bed. All right, on day 57, it's time to go search for a stronghold. The grand adventure begins. About 2,000 blocks later, and the eye started going down, and just like that, I found the stronghold. A little bit of a fun fact for you. I didn't know that these little chests over here can actually give enchanted books in. I mean, it was only Aqua Infinity, but I never knew that you could get the books in there. I ended up finding both libraries as well. The first library had no enchanted books to speak of, but the second one, oh my god, there was a lot of good enchanted books here, and I'm going to be able to use a lot of them to improve my gear in the coming future. So I found the end portal on day 58. Don't ask me why I burned this sign in the lava. I just don't understand why either. And now we can make a staircase up to the surface. I did have a little bit of a cave spider problem whilst I was up there. Nothing I couldn't handle though. To be safe, I'll just quickly destroy the spawner, because let's be honest for a second, I don't want to deal with that every single time I come down here. I don't want to go into the end just yet. There's a couple of things I want to prepare before I jump in there. So pretty much the entire day was me just digging back up to the surface. And to be honest with you, the next couple of days were pretty uneventful. Pretty much I just ran back to my base, did a couple of things, for example enchant my bow, and then I ran back to the portal. And with all that time gone, well, it was day 63 by the time I was good to go. And now that we're here on day 63, well, let's go and kill ourselves the dragon. So it has actually been a while since I've killed the dragon. I feel like it's the first time this year that I've actually killed an ender dragon, and maybe I should be more worried than I am, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I really wasn't. Thanks to the upgraded tool, it was pretty easy all things considered. And just like that, we are done. I was able to get myself 67 levels. I was able to get myself a dragon egg. Now let's go and explore the outer ends and see if we can find ourselves an end city. However, what I'm going to show you next is another first of many things from this video, and I've been playing Minecraft for about 11 years, and what I'm about to show you is something that I'd never seen in the entire time that I played this game. As I went through the portal to take me to the outer end, I literally spawned on top of an end city. I didn't even know that was possible, but that just proves how lucky of a run this is. It's absolutely fantastic. I collected myself a couple of shulker shells, the elytra, of course the dragon head, the usual stuff really. The only problem is that the portal is way up there, so I am gonna have to climb back up. It was a bit of a faff and it took a second, but we got there in the end. Now to show something cool with the new 1.21 update that I was playing on, and well, look at the end screen. This is pretty fantastic. I personally love it. I think it looks great. And here we are on day 65. Sure, why not? And to be honest with you, I wasn't able to do much. I just re-enchanted my armor to make it as good as possible. Why I did it in retrospective, not 100% sure, but hey, we move on. And then on day 66, after making myself an unnecessarily good diamond pickaxe, I collected even more mushroom blocks. Listen, my starter house was perfectly fine, but I think I need to move on up in the world, and I need to make myself the mushroom house that I've been talking about for a while. Also, side note, these carrots, they grow so insanely slowly. Like, there was no point in me making this farm at all. And then it was on to the build. So this build was mostly me following a little reference image that I found online, with a lot of me just sort of winging it as I go along, so just bear with me here. And to be honest with you, the next few days was me just building away. Here was the original walls and roof done on day 69. You did need to tweak a little bit on the roof, but overall I think it works quite nicely. And here is the inside on day 72. I moved the enchant table inside, added a couple of designs here or there, got the bed up top as well. It was mostly done. I think just the outside is a little too planned, so let me just and here it is on day 75. New little thing on the side. There's a little balcony over there. Honestly, I like it. It's not the best build I've ever done. It probably won't ever be the best build I ever do, but for what it is, I quite like it a lot. But to really complete this area, I need to get myself a beacon. So on day 76, I got underground, collecting myself some more iron. I actually did a little bit of maths and worked out that I only need to get myself 44 more iron blocks, so that's about 6 stacks of iron overall. Now, I want to give you a little bit of a Minecraft lesson for those who don't know, but the chunk of iron I always refer to isn't just the iron that's on the surface here, but if you dig around the area, you'll actually find so much iron that it actually made this process so easy for me to collect all the iron that I needed. Of course, the fortune free helped as well, and let's be honest for a second, a mixture of a lot of iron and fortune free made this spot really easy to actually mine up all the iron and get done. Also picked up an extra couple of diamonds too, isn't that nice? Well, by the end of the day, I already had 5 of the 6 stacks I needed, and it was only the next day, day 77, where I got the rest of the iron. Getting back up on day 78, and I began cooking all the iron, and now we play the waiting game. Day 79, and after placing the rest of the blocks, and I'm 18 blocks short. No idea how I gaffed that one up, but I guess I did. After figuring it out, though, I only worked out the blocks that go on the outside. I didn't take into consideration the blocks that go on the inside, so yeah, needed an extra 18 blocks of iron. I am wanting to take a break from it, though, so what I'm going to do is go into the Nether to see if I can get myself some wither skulls. And 1, 2, 3. Home by day 88. I only had looting 2, okay? And on day 89, I don't really have amazing gear to fight with it, but I do have an idea. You see, I've had these pumpkin seeds for a while, and I also have bone meal. And after getting 4 pumpkins on day 90, I had some leftover iron. I kind of donated some of the beacon to get this to work as well, but I went into the caves with a very simple plan. I'm going to spawn the wither and then spawn iron golems, and hopefully 4 iron golems will be enough to kill the wither, and I don't really have to worry about it. Well, unfortunately, kind of everything that could go wrong did go wrong. First things first, I spawned the iron golems too early. Secondly, I only spawned 3 of them because there was a torch into the armor of the 4th one, so I wasn't able to spawn that one. And the 3 of them together weren't enough, and so I had to hold out by myself to see if I could survive. And now I was able to kill it. I was very lucky to be able to kill it. And if you look at my health, oh my god, was I low. I dropped half a heart, and probably the armor saved me, all things considered, but I was able to hold out. That was about as lucky as I possibly could have gotten this run. And with the wither star got on day 91, let's go ahead and mine some more iron. The usual standard way of finding normal veins and mining that way will have to do. I think the chunk of vein is dried up. But by day 95, I was back up with all the iron that I needed. I started cooking away, and then I remembered that I need some obsidian for the beacon, so I quickly headed back underground and grabbed the obsidian. And it was on day 96 that I had the last of the iron blocks. I made the full beacon and got the achievement for making a full beacon. I was officially done with this world, and let me just say for the record, there isn't much here, but I think we'd all agree that there's a lot of success here, and I was really happy to play this world. And then slept, getting myself to day 100.